are going to talk about 529 plans. We've already talked about how it's used for college and how there's a lot of good tax savings for it and everything like that. And so the common question that I get though is what happens if the person that this 529 plan is for decides not to go to college? Then what happens to this money? So first of all, starting with just, the worst case scenario. So the worst case scenario, this money doesn't go away. It's not a use it or lose it, and this money just vanishes and the government takes it. So the worst case scenario is instead of using this for education, we're going to buy a new car, we're going to add an addition to the house, we're going to go to the boats and just blow it. So no matter what that is, if it's not used for education, then it's considered a non-qualified withdrawal. And this is the way that it's going to be treated. So you're going to have the principal that you put in there. So let's say in our scenario that we've contributed $30,000 over the years. And then on top of that $30,000 over the years, maybe from because these are investments, right? And so then the investments have gains. And in our scenario, let's say that over the years that $30,000 has grown to $50,000. So that means we have $20K of gains. All right, so how's this going to get treated? Well, the main part is this green part, the gains. So what is going to happen is that this $20,000 is going to be taxed as ordinary income to you. So let's say in our scenario that we're in the 24% tax bracket. And then on top of that, there's also going to be a 10% penalty on this money. And so whenever we take it out, this $20,000 will look a little bit more like $13,000 whenever we take it out. So on top of that, this principal, if you took a state tax deduction whenever you were putting the money into the 529 account, and then you do a non-qualified withdrawal, then you'll also have to pay back the amount that you deducted in the prior years of your state returns. So in this scenario, I just said it's like, okay, we took $3,000 of deductions and all the years passed, and so we have to take that out. So in our scenario, the $50,000 account now looks more like $40,000. So what other things can we do instead of doing that, where we can still use the full $50,000? Well, one of the most common things is that you can change who the beneficiary is. So if this person isn't going to college anymore, then you can change the beneficiary to another child. You can do it to a grandchild, or you can actually change the beneficiary to yourself if you are wanting to go to school. Another scenario is, well, what if this person actually goes to college, but they get a scholarship? So in that case, then you'll still get taxed on the gains as ordinary income, but you don't have the penalty for it. And then there's also not this clawback from the state. Another scenario, if the reason why this person isn't going to college is because they've developed a disability or have special needs, then you can transfer the money from the 529 account into another tax-advantaged account called an ABLE account, A-B-L-E. And that's just another account that's specifically for people with disabilities or with special needs that they can use to pay for living expenses. Hopefully this series on the 529s has helped, that it has demystified some of what a 529 is, and in these scenarios where things don't happen the way that you had originally expected, that you still have other options too. So thanks for watching. Go to javawealth.com if you have any more questions or if you'd like more information, and I will talk to you guys later.